Yeah. Night Prince. BP. Yo, I was locked up for 1,000 days in the yard blowing haze. Life was like a maze. Niggas walk through with a 12 gauge of rays. Turn the front page. It's me with an AK.
Yo, what's the deal? This is the Night Prince right here. I was born on Staten Island. I started out like, in the early days, like the late 80s, coming to the house. You see RZA, Old Dirty Bastard, the Genius, the Jizza, all in the studio recording. That right there alone, just watching them, come together, doing their thing, influenced me to want to be an MC, basically. That's like 88, 89. Ever since then, I decided to pick up the pen, let the words begin. I recorded my first single with the Sons of Man. It was called Soldiers of Darkness, which was released on Wu-Tang Records in 1995. I started touring with the Clan and Sons of Man. We had the single Soldiers of Darkness on the radio. That was basically my first single. Killer Army was already formed like in 92, 93. We started recording the album in 96, the Killer Army album. 97, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, which is our first album drop on Wu-Tang Records. It sold about 300,000 units, one of the biggest underground groups at that time. We was talented, and we had the Wu emblem behind us, and good music, good beats. We was real dudes, young dudes at the time. I was only like what, 18, 19. First album came out, I was 20. So Sons of Man thing, I was 17 touring. I came in the game real young. We hosted Rap City with Joe Claire. Things just started taking off from there. Then we came with another album in 1998 called Dirty Weaponry. This is another new Killer Army album. That sold about 200 and something thousand. After that, Brothers and Killer Army started branching off, doing their own little thing. It's like 99, 2000. I started recording my first album, The Granddaddy Flow. At the same time, we was recording the third Killer Army album, which is on Fear, Love, and War. That was released through Loud Records. Got a beautiful response from the streets. After that, I began doing my solo thing. 2003, I dropped the Granddaddy Flow independently. I just wanted to see what the response would be from the Killer Army fans, the Wu-Tang fans, and the streets, you know what I mean? And I got a pretty good response from that. Sold about 50,000 units independently. The album was, featured tracks from RZA, True Master, Fourth Disciple, the whole Wu-Tang production squad and all that. I had TMF on the album, I had RZA on the album, my Killer Army comrades. It was a pretty good album, got a nice, good response from the streets, like I said. Just when the Granddaddy Flow came in 2003, was about to take off, I got incarcerated. I blew trial like in 05. I was incarcerated for 3.5 years, came home. But during my incarceration though, my man Anti, he put out my Prince of New York album. That sold pretty good on the street level. And then when I came home, I turned around and sold it to Baby Grand. They put it out in 2009. I decided that I wanted to give people, some fresh, brand new, hot material. I started recording my new album, which is Revenge of the Night Prince. Well, the first single was called On the Rise, featuring the RZA, my brother. And it's getting a pretty good response. I got my man K Slate playing it right now, Tony Touch, a few other people, blasting off on it right now. We're about to shoot the video for it. It's doing pretty well, getting a pretty good response and all that, you know what I mean? That's the first single, On the Rise. Y'all keep an eye out for that. So I got a little snippet that we shot. It's called Revolution Music. That's off the Revenge of the Night Prince album, which is hot, you know what I mean? It's getting a real good response online. Now I also just shot a new video for this song called Snatching Pocketbooks. It's for the streets, it's for all my thugs out there, you know what I mean? It's pretty hot. I'm gonna release that real soon. So the album Revenge of the Night Prince is coming out through Wu Music Group and it's distributed by Orchard TVT. Hip hop from the 80s and early 90s, I feel like, that was hip hop in its prime right there. But as far as selling records, I think the past 10 years, hip hop is pretty much in its prime as far as selling records and as far as opening up to the world and having everybody wanting to listen to hip hop. So, They both, 80s and 90s got their goods, and the new millennium got their goods. That's how I feel about that. My album's called Revenge of the Ninth Prince, you know what I mean? It's me coming back fresh from incarceration, making my comeback from the Killer Army albums and all that, and just coming back and snatching them C's by their collars, you know what I mean? By their neck, like I said, put them in the chokehold and all that. And, stomping them out lyrically and just taking my revenge back, man, That's what the concept is basically about. Me coming back with a vengeance on the whole hip hop community and hip hop world. I feel like in life, you got positive and negative. You get the negative side of life and you get the positive side of life. Like I got a song called Revolution Music, which basically is me uplifting, my voice, trying to uplift, the communities, the black community, the Latino community. I got Killer Priest on my album. I got the RZA, I got Shaheem. I got my Killer Army comrades. I got Old Dirty Bastard son Boy Jones. I got my son William Cooper on the album. The whole album is pretty much produced by my man BP, who's a crazy white boy, nice behind the boards. And my son Monster, he did 2 beats, so I pretty much kept it, with the family on my album. This right here is going down as a hip hop classic, man. A lot of people don't know that I started Killer Army. I moved to Ohio, I met Beretta 9 and Shogun the Assassin. I moved back to New York, I brought them with me, introduced them to Don Pacino and Killer Sin. Fourth Disciple, he's also from Ohio, I met him out there also. I wanted to be like RZA, my older brother. This is the whole thing and my whole purpose of going solo, so you could come into the world and into the mind of the Ninth Prince, basically. I've been raised by the best. I've been raised by the RZA, the Jizza, Ghostface Killer, Old Dirty Bastard, Raekwon. Those are my big brothers right there. They schooled me on how the game is. That's when I really woke up and knew what time it was. You see what I'm saying? Keep supporting the Ninth Prince, keep studying, keep reading, and get ready to take over the world, baby, Straight up. Peace, one love, y'all.